Peace, something we are all seeking and yearning.
Good morning. We appreciate y'all being here with us. Well, this is Brother Elliott and your host with the most, Uncle Mickey Jordan. This is Brother Elliott McCants. We appreciate you all. All right. Okay. So we got Mr. Johnson over in ATL, right?
Jeff Johnson, yeah, the good brother.
Okay, cool. I'm glad y'all here and can join us. So we might as well jump into the pool. So yesterday, go ahead.
No, let's go ahead.
Yesterday I was with my grandson, and we went to the KFC over here on Dorton, Lippincott, right? The one that always somebody finds reason to run into. They want to add an additional drive-through window. Good morning, fam. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. So, listening to a customer whose son, I believe, or some people that she knew, was over at Job Corps. And she was very upset about what happened, the recent closings and shutting down of the Department of Labor and closing down the Job Corps. And she made a point. She said that at her church home, Blackwell. So I'm going to mention them because it's the first one that I've heard doing anything. Offered a couple of residents, a place to stay, by buying them a couple of hotel rooms or whatever, or at least one. And I think that was admirable. But maybe it's just because I'm really, really old school. And it's not that I haven't offered, because I don't know these new students. And I bet have been some older students when I was working there. Well, like, y'all could come and stay here till you figure out, because I had a different relationship with them. Because I was in their lives until they graduated for, 2-3 years, whatever. But she said that her church, her pastor offered, housing for them. And then, of course, we heard about the $25,000 donation that community people or whatever gave to the Job Corps Center over there on Saginaw here. And that's good, but we have plenty of other spaces that could have been activated and used in order to get to cover the needs of the students the 150 students out, almost 200 students who are over at the Job Corps Center here. And I understand, looking at it from a business standpoint. But what you've done is you cut out and thrown into the streets 25,000 plus students. They have nowhere to go, don't know where their next meal is going to come from. They're leaving terrible places and you throwing them right back out in the wilderness of this place with survival skills that they've used in order to make it to this point. And I guess what I'm trying to say is that at what point do we have the community, right? All of these churches that you want to have all of these members, and you want to have mega churches and all of this other stuff where you got thousands of people coming to your church. But at what point in time are you going to make it be service? Now, I'm not saying that's the only story I know. There may be many other stories that are out there where churches are doing that type of community that I don't know about. But that should be a call to action in the first place when something happens. One of my teachers, his name is Chancellor Williams, and he wrote a book called Destruction of Black Civilization, which typically is with me all the time whenever we do a session or broadcast, whatever. And one of his famous sayings was all hands on deck. So when you're in a place where warfare is taking place upon you and your people, then everybody's got to chip in and pitch in and throw in. Whether that means you cooking meals, whether that means you open your church doors, because the church doors typically have places where they can serve the community, but of their church. But now we have a crisis. So why not open your doors up to all of these young people? Let them know what the expectation is. You can get access to, and I'm giving a plan, right? Because we're solution oriented. We're not just, we got all of these problems. We got these problems, but we're the ones that have to fix them. Oh man, where y'all? People dropping off instead of picking up. Y'all better get on here. Because unless y'all we know y'all may be getting ready for morning service, but you got to get your food before you go eat.
So they got to go get
their food before they go eat.
Go eat at the Sunday church.
Yeah, right. But those may be empty calories. We giving you full calories.
For sure. Tell them again, we giving them full calories.
We're getting full calories. You want to get full off this food.
For sure.
But with the number of churches that we have here, and each and every one of these places typically have a rec area. You got 150 young men and women that are put out in the street. Why would you not open your place up? Mobilize your patronage and have them be the vanguard for these young people until they're able to help them figure it out. Because it's not like you don't have the skill set in the church in order to make that happen. You got it. So why not do that? It was great to hear about Blackwell and the fact that he put up a person in, a couple of people in the hotel.
Right.
And I'm not saying, that's a great thing. But could there be more? And even with the things that happen in council, the bit that I saw with the chaos that happened in council. So now it's going to be okay to create a police state. I could be wrong. To create a police state where people can't say anything. People can't protest and be upset. People can't voice their opinions. And it's okay for you to say, well, I don't want you to cuss in the council. I don't have no issue with that. Because people, and I was getting fussed at by one of my coworkers about using cuss words all the time. So this is for you, little sis. While we're at a meeting and an opportunity to speak, it doesn't have to get hostile. But then when you bring a police presence in, you add additional layers to the hostility and the anger that's already there. Because right now we're not getting anything done, anything accomplished. And then you want to bring in the police, and for what? What's the point of you bringing the police in?
How did you feel about that? I'm thinking, was it the association that put out their comment? They made a statement saying that they feel like the police is being used as pawns for both sides. You ain't see the statement they put out?
I saw that, but now, okay, if the police are being used as pawns for both sides, right?
Okay.
Then that would be incumbent upon the police chief to make an analysis and then make a determination. So if council feels and the mayor feels that the residents are getting too disruptive and out of order and disorderly, and we're uncomfortable, I get it. But at what point in time do you, as council, say, this is how this is going to be ordered? And if you choose not to, then you're going to be escorted out of here. We're going to ask you to leave nicely. But what we're going to do is that we're going to say we're going to carry these meetings at this level of decorum. And we're going to demand that. So if you don't, okay. Now, I know you have some people that figure that they can bully and be belligerent. And I'm talking about be bully and be belligerent or whatever. And even at that, it's like, okay, well, you know what? If you're going to act this way, we already told you how this is going to operate. You can't come down here, even in your angst and being angry, and conduct yourself in this way because we're not yelling at you, so you're not going to yell at me or whatever.
Right.
But you can't sit around there and say, well, you can say what you want to, how you want to. I know you're frustrated. No, I don't give a damn about your frustration. I need you to be able to articulate what it is that you're trying to say to us in a manner that's conducive to a meeting. Now, if the police feel some sort of way, then again, it's incumbent upon the police chief to make an analysis and a determination.
Right.
Because he should have never had his officers put his hands on somebody unless they're going to arrest them and so-called keeping the peace. They just should have stood there. And go ahead.
Nah, what I was gonna say, I get what they just trying to say, the incident that happened at city council. But let's go back to the incident that happened at far as everything that led up to this whole situation. And then I think, in far as, you know what I'm saying, because to me it's like them want to put a statement out there saying, "Oh, we've been used by both sides." No, because if you go look when y'all arrested Jed the first time when y'all pulled him off when he was on, you know what I'm saying, was on his way. This the first arrest, impound his vehicle.
Right.
When the councilwoman Tanya had to go up there, the Sixth Ward councilwoman had to go give him a ride, and how the police officer wouldn't get Tanya his name. But then when Dennis Pfeiffer came up there, he was totally different. But Dennis Pfeiffer even recorded it. So you can see the difference.
Right.
See, they not, you know what I'm saying? They want to go to, when y'all took them cars and the mayor, they knowing where this car came from. All this came from when you did that to him first, arrested them, then disrespected the councilwoman when she was just trying to say, look, I was called because the people that, you know what I'm saying, they put everybody out and impound his vehicle. Y'all was already on BS with that. So, you know what I'm saying? Then when you get to when they was doing the peaceful march downtown, when you pull Miss Beverly Biggs' husband out of a moving car, and you can clearly see that my thing with the police, where's the pawns at? Because you can't say basically to me what I took as when he's saying that they being pawns. So y'all knowing y'all being sicked on the residents,
So and then why do you do it? If it's a peaceful protest, that's allowed under First Amendment rights.
Right. Not up under this mayor.
Bull. See, I caught it. I didn't see
Yeah.
it.
Good morning, Marcus Fielder, my good brother.
Yeah. Good morning, family.
And
But that's under First Amendment's rights. You're allowed to have peaceful protests.
And that's the problem. You know what I'm saying? Like people might think I'm playing, because I ain't gonna lie, a lot of the times, you know, the camera might don't be over there, but they don't know how they'll act. I'm telling y'all what I done heard her tell a person before walking down and like, MF, you better get out my way. So all this, when she telling y'all gotta have decorum. Watch how she talk when she, and Lord forbid when you catch her out in public, a potty mouth. And that's when, you know what I'm saying? I'm reading with Mama Quill. She said, when residents' rights are violated, how do you expect them to react?
Right. And see, this is where the derisiveness is coming in at council meetings, is because we're upset that we're not being treated like you claim that you're going to do this for us. Well, we don't see it. Whether it be water, whether it be, I don't care what it is. Whether it be streets raggedy, whether it be sidewalks messed up because of the trees growing, and you got these sidewalks that get raised up because of the roots of the tree, all of this other stuff.
Facts.
So if we're still seeing that, then what is it that you think you're doing, and why should we vote for you? And yes, we're going to be upset and angry. We have a right to be. We don't have a right to cause somebody else some problem, right? And if people feel threatened, it's okay to have protection there. But what the job of protection is to stand there and make sure nothing happens. Now, you have people that get belligerent and they want to fight and they think they can bully people, right? Because that's the only way they get their way. Now, some psychologists will say if that person was bullied as a kid, they grew up to be a bully because they want to bully somebody else. You know what I'm talking about? Because I've seen that happen too many times. If you're going to be an activist in a manner that, especially when you're in a place that you're not in control of, right? It's one thing if I come to your house and I'm acting belligerent and I'm acting out of order, you can say, hey, brother, it's time for you to go. Oh, man, I ain't going nowhere. Well, guess what?
You're going to make them go peacefully.
Whether you like it or not. That mean I got to inflict some pain on you to get you out of my space? Out of my space?
That's peacefully.
That's peacefully. You're going to get a piece of this. So you're going to get up out of here. Because I've asked you as family, I've asked you as brother, asked you whatever I need to ask you. But you still act in this way. And if you don't want, Raphael's, Mr. Bird said, now come to hands. Hey, it is what it is. But that's a place that I control. If you have a public place, you have to kind of sort of carry yourself differently. And I get people don't have the pulse of the community, then you're running your mouth off of emotion. I will never, like, tomorrow, nothing happens, I'll be there, right? Nothing. Y'all got to make sure Uncle Mick, y'all got to let him know in the morning.
I'm going to call you.
You got to bet, y'all don't, because if I don't show up, it's on him, unless I got something happening.
I'm going to call you.
Okay. So, good morning, Sister Taz. How you doing? But why would I go down there and run my mouth about something I don't know nothing about? Does that make sense?
I get what you're saying.
Okay, so why would I go and make a bunch of hoopla just to hear myself talk if I don't have the pulse of the people? I'm going to say this again. You just had some special election that took place last month to have less than 500 people vote out of 1,800, because she gave me some number. That is absolutely insane. But you can't complain about nothing.
Right.
Those other 1,300 people can make absolutely no complaints. If you didn't go out there and cast, we know the system, how the system works. But this is local stuff. You could have made your voice known instead of it being 165, 120, 121. Because that's what the numbers were that I saw. So you still got a deal breaker over here. So now you got to have another election between the two Figure out which one of those two do you gonna choose. Pick somebody and get behind that person. But anyway, you can't go somewhere. I can't come to your house and be a bully in your house and then not expect something to happen. Then I'm wrong. And then I want to protest that you are wrong for correcting my order and put me back in order. If the police, that is incumbent upon the police chief to have known or pay attention to what the point and purpose of sending the police to the meetings. Okay, y'all just gonna go ahead on and you all are gonna go ahead on and and monitor the situation. Somebody gets out of hand, ask them to tone it down. Don't put your hands on nobody. Ain't no threat. We gotta make sure there's no threats there. That's simple. But if the council persons were doing their job and they were giving people real medicine instead of band-aids with a dandelion on it, talking about this is your medicine. And if you rub that band-aid, that dandelion on the cut, and then put the band-aid over the dandelion in the cut, eventually it's gonna stop bleeding. That's gonna take a long time. Because dandelion's not that type of medicine. But if you're giving people nothing, what do you expect? You got all kind of insanity that's going on in this country, right? All kind of uproar, all kind of stuff. They just had protests in Los Angeles for some stuff that happened yesterday. The people were just, well, we just don't pick up anybody and just ship them out. I have a student. There's families being sent back to their home country. This boy showed me how to get a plane ticket to come and visit him in Honduras where they shipping him to. How much it costs. Come on, man. That hurt. This is a little kid, 4th grader, be a 5th grader next year. I don't know if I'll ever see him again. So I take what I do and what I talk about seriously. Not playing around about this. And I get, people want to protest, but you got to have the pulse of the people, right? Even with the brother coming here, did he really get the pulse of the people? I'm asking because I don't know. Did he really get the pulse of what the people need? Or did you do, because it seemed like where he did the last protest and they got the old mayor out of there, everybody was like, hey, look, this person got to go. And was that his hometown? Was that someplace he just decided that he was going to go and jump in and help out?
I think I think he been there for a minute, but he from Texas. But I think he made that. You know, I want to say he been in the Chi though, so I can't say, but I do believe he was asked to come. Most of these places, just like where he at now, back in another part of, I think he in Harvey, Illinois. If I might be wrong, that he there helping out now. The brother was asked to come. I think what the problem is here, and it's just me being factual. We get caught up in because it's too many friends, brothers, and in-laws. You know what I'm saying? I think people get mad about, because it's the mayor. This what he did. Are y'all mad about the water not being fixed? See, to me, it's like everybody want to complain about because, it's the mayor. Before he came, what was getting done? We was at the same standstill we was at. This mayor was having fun, smiling in everybody's face. People was getting their money. This man came here where, to me, he rewrote the movement, but it wasn't him. And if you go look at it, it ain't him pushing it. You see Sister Winters heading it now.
Yeah,
he just was the spark.
And I'm proud of her.
You know, he just the spark. You got little Miss Flint, was down there. You got Miss Claire McClinton, who was there. Now, okay, they say he's homegrown and from Chicago, but he now resides in Texas. Okay, but thank you for that, Crystal Monique. That's what I'm saying. You see the spearheaded, and look at the pressure that Winters came through. Even though she had people who was there, you got some of the old guard that did it in 2014. You know what I'm saying? Right. You got some of them players hating on it. I've been watching people on Facebook. It's just, to me, like, do Flint really want the help? They don't want the apple cart turned because this how they been getting money. You know what I'm saying? And so when somebody come in from the outside that really then woke some things up, and you know, when you pull the dress up, you uncover your shame.
Right.
And I'm not saying it in a disrespectful way, trying to be free. I'm just saying when you pull your dress up, you uncover the shame that's been, you know, you uncover your private parts that you hide within your clothes. To me, it's just like the stuff been pulled back up. Because too many people weren't paying attention when we had Jordan Sheraton on here. You know what I'm saying? When Jordan Sheraton was saying everything he been saying, but now his book, That We the Poison, coming back to light. And I just think people just, with him coming in, he just showed that a lot of who was real and who was fake.
But that's always, because at the end of the day, right? If we don't have community, that's number one.
Right.
So you got a bunch of people running around and opening their mouth talking about a bunch of nothing with absolutely the only reason why they're talking about it, they base it on emotion, not base it on fact.
No, but that's the point I want to ask you. I mean, like, what? Because I'm confused now. Like, what do you mean when? What part are you saying they was they running off at the mouth and they just talking? Like, that's what I need to get some clarity on.
Okay,
explain that to me.
So, if you look at the history of this city and the activism in this city, and I think Mr. Kill touched on it before. This city has been this city here. You don't have a black middle class without this city.
Right.
You don't have a black middle class without this city. That's number one. You don't have fair housing without this, and across the country without this city. And those men strategized. And they sat there and they looked at different ways, and then they came up with a strategy. Mr. McGee, Mr. Vaughn, all of these men that came before my father, Mr. McCants, all of them brothers worked together over at Clark School. They made sure that Mr. McGee became the first black mayor in the state of Michigan, wherever it was, across the whole freaking country. And I think there's another one, Stokes, down in Cleveland, was he was first, and then McGee was second, right? They had a strategy. It wasn't we're angry because of the water. Well, okay, well, we're gonna force you to fix it. And you have to look at the previous governor as well, who was in charge during the time of the crisis, that just wrote stuff off and kept it moving. And then when they were talking about taking them to court, they let them walk.
Yeah, but that's why that's the point that I'm making. When I get what you're saying when you talking about that. You looking at then at 30, 40, 50 years ago, right?
We're talking in the 60s.
Oh, right. See what I'm saying?
Right.
And then you got to look at this, like you said. Oh, for sure, Alicia. Yeah, he was. No, it was so many people asked Jed to come. Let me put that out there.
But then that's fine. I don't have no issue with that.
Yeah.
But have your own stuff together first before you invite somebody else in, so you can inform him. Hey, this is the stuff we dealing with. We want you to come in here and inform. That's like giving me a gun and don't give me no ammo. What the hell's the point?
But this what I'm trying to figure out. What do you feel he was not informed that?
I don't know. That's what I'm trying to find out. Yeah, that's what, because I wasn't there.
Yeah, that's the point. That's what I'm saying.
I wasn't there.
Yeah.
So I can't say he wasn't informed.
Yeah.
But it looks like if he was invited by members of, what was the reason for inviting him? Was it inviting him to spark this? Because the people that are here should know more and should know better. Hey, look, brother, let me come talk to you. And I'm not saying it got to be me.
Yeah.
It ain't got to be me. There are other people that know more than I do.
But
you deep into the politics. He should have definitely called you and talked to you.
Nah, I'm not. No, he talked to the ones who was deep. That's what I'm saying. He talked. It is, but I'm just like what I'm getting. What I'm really getting just from I get what you're saying, but from what I'm being hearing, because like being on the streets, I think a lot of people more mad because Neely being showed up, and I think a lot of people got to take their feelings out of that. You know what I'm saying? Because it's really, because I've been watching and people getting mad. You mad because his method working. A lot of the methods y'all been doing ain't been working. Let's be honest. What method has been working?
Because what happens is you don't get the backing of the people. You're not a. I'm sorry, y'all almost let it one go. You're not a grassroots organization unless you go talk to the people. Stop that bullshit. I'm just going out here to say stuff because I think it's wrong. Where is your facts about it being wrong? That's all I'm saying. Get your facts. And then when you have facts and documentation, then you can go and tell people, hey, look, this is what I'm talking about. Brother, you got a bigger platform and a bigger voice. I'm giving you all of these facts so you can come and say, hey, now we can go to what's up. And then you do that with everybody else. Once again, we still don't have a 6-ward seat. Because nobody got out. Third ward. I'm sorry. 6-ward people. Third ward seat because you only got less than 500 people get out to vote.
That's where I think now that's where you inform that now because it's an election coming up. What happened was when Quincy, the councilman, rest his soul, he passed on. Right. They, you know what I'm saying? It was an election, but what that's what I'm saying when you're dealing with the BS that's going behind the scenes. Miss Biggs, good morning, Luana. What it was, Miss Biggs, he don't want to lose that 5th vote. This is why, like right now, how you finding out, we found out the budget, the 2 that slipped in, that's because he never had to explain none of these. He already had his 5 or 6 votes. That's why you see the game just going on now. That's just like with LaShawn. Even though she lost, AC Dumans and Miss Beverly Biggs is still running because the final is August 5th. You still got LaShawn running as a write-in. So it's still a three horse race.
Right. Okay.
At the end of the day, but see, that's the BS, the game that you playing. You playing against a political system. After all, like when you go look, like you was talking earlier, why you ain't see none of them pastors came down and support our sister Winters yesterday? The concerned pastors.
For what?
No, because they got their 95 million.
Right, but not only that, but she's trying to be a grassroots organizer. That's her best option. Bump them other clowns.
No, but that's the point that I'm saying. When you were seeing all these people who wasn't there that was there last time, a lot of these people been paid off. And I was in Jordan Sheraton book.
You can see that whenever you have a politician that comes to a church and they get to talk and nobody gets to ask them a question. You just blindly follow and they go vote for this person. So if they come to you, if I got a church or a temple, you're going to get asked questions. You're not coming in here blind thinking I'm good. So you're not even invited. You're not even invited.
Yeah, but like if you, like I said, if you ever watch some of, you'll see his lives when he's saying this. I'm not trying to do. He tell you in his live. Right. He just came here and finally got the people, sparked him and got it going. That's why you see Winters. You see Mama Claire McClendon that was with the rider from the first time. She was there. You even seen Art Pop, like different people that was there. Maybe not all of them. Right. You know what I'm saying? But how many people could they get gathered up? That sister was able to get there, and 30 people and had them. All the news was there.
So, and I'm gonna say this real quick.
Go ahead.
You know what? Now, so since and I'm gonna give Winters a big hug. I'm gonna sit in her chair for 30 seconds. She can be mad. That's my hug to you. But I'm proud of seeing her step up to do that.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? Because I've been out here doing this stuff since I was a kid. This ain't nothing new.
Right.
So I know, I don't just sit around here. I know a lot of these people.
Facts.
Okay. A lot of these people that are the old guard who don't want to get, hey, I'm a school teacher. I'm going to flat out say, I'm looking for somebody eventually within the next, hey, young fella, it's time for you to go. Well, show me what you can do. And if you show me that you can do, and I'll drop my keys off and walk out. That's what I want to do.
Right.
But I want to groom that person and take my position instead of sitting here holding on to it. And I'm not saying that they don't have something to offer, but put yourself in an advisory role. So that means those of you that are, and all of these people who want to have their own voice, they're wasting time and energy. Sit down together, strategize, pick a point person, and go. That's what they did with the SCLC. How the hell you think we did the Montgomery bus boycott? It wasn't all of them people in Montgomery. It was one person. It was Miss Ella Baker. It was not Dr. King. Dr. King don't come on the scene till later. It was Miss Ella Baker who was the one who was the strategist behind the SCLC, CORE, SNCC, and a bunch of other groups she had her hand in.
Mm-hmm.
She was the one. It wasn't King. King didn't come till later. He was a minister of the Dexter Baptist Avenue Missionary Baptist Church. Dexter, yeah, whatever the name of the church is. And he took over Dr. Vernon John's position because they voted him out.
Yeah, he was too radical.
He was too radical. So King comes in, and when he comes in, he takes over the church, but he doesn't become the president and the figurehead of the SCLC until later on. The church is not the pillar of the community, and it should be the first one to call their action. They're not doing their job because they become politicized. And you heard me say it. This is the reason why I said earlier about Blackwell doing something for someone. Now, is there other people? There probably are, but we ain't heard about it.
Mm-hmm. That's what I'm saying. I think with her, like I say, little Miss Flint, 17. 17, and I do gotta say this, and Brother LaRon X from the Nation of Islam, he was there, and that was the goal. People wanted to see Flint stand up. Jed wasn't even here them days. It was Flint was down there.
Right. That's right.
It was Flint. I think his thing was, like he said, he was, yeah. And like I said, I think his method, what it did, it woke it up. But look how Flint's standing up to take care of it now.
Right,
like it was always gonna be, but I just feel like it was a spark. And I'll give you another tad bit. You know, this mayor tried to do everything, the coil, the despoil, the press conference that Winters had. I mean, but see that now we understand why certain things is how it is. Like I said, I seen people, individuals who wasn't with the mayor. I've been watching people, like I said, I'm on social media. I just be sitting back. I don't say nothing. I'm watching people big up in this mayor, even Liddell, the councilwoman, big up in them. Just like we got probably people defending us. I'm watching these people big up in them. Even when I hear the people talking about, they was down there cussing. What about when your voice gets silenced down there? How you think people gonna act? I just been trying to figure out, like, when did we become soft? All of a sudden, because if you go look at, only thing that was missing was just dogs and water holes on how they've been treating the people. But see what it is, I think with Jed coming and with his platform, it was able to highlight more what's going on. Like Maurice came with the receipts. He told everybody what the mayor was going to do. I remember he called me the night before. He said, Mickey, man, he talking about arresting people. And what happened? Did people get arrested? It was sad that Miss Biggs' husband, you know what I'm saying, got pulled out in a moving vehicle. But what about the people that was Eric was getting arrested down there. They was sending him out. Right. Wasn't nobody crying about that? What about when Paul called Miss Taylor a bitch? Wow. I ain't seen none of them people get mad about Paul doing that. Even when how he been disrespectful to women down there. So it's like, you know what I'm saying? The same, you can't have it both ways. To me, it's like, it was all right that, you know what I'm saying, with people, well, you don't want nobody, this is an outsider. Shit, you brought Ben Crump them here. How did them outsiders work out for you?
How did 600 million to 50 million? Yeah. Make sense. Yeah. Where did any of that money go?
Yeah. Answer that question. How did all them out-of-town lawyers came in that y'all hollering about that everybody be loving? They Ben Crump. What have they changed? What have he did but made himself rich?
Yep. And he went on and chased another ambulance.
Yeah, and the water not fixed, but everybody cool with that. You can have Gretchen Whitmer come down here, do the hokey pokey, whatever that look. I can't stand that dance I see when they do it, the hustle or whatever they do. I swear to God, I hate that, because I see when they let them when they let them politicians come down and do that, and they be doing all, then you got a pastor. Man, the water is messed up here, man. And if these people mad because a man came up here and protested and brought a casket, what about the caskets? There's people really in there.
Oh boy.
What about them? What about all this cancer that's going on? Right. We got more dialysis places around here.
If you see the number, that's crazy, bro. They just opened up another one.
But ain't nobody mad about that. You know what I'm saying? Everybody cool. You got over 140 some nonprofits here. All the money that it went. You got the one Tanya Jones coming down there about her baby being on meth, and you know what I'm saying, and can't get help. And you mean to tell me you done took down there some millions out the opioid money and put it over here? Come on now. But ain't nobody mad about that. Like, I ain't tripping. I ain't gonna be mad if the mayor was riding around fat and he got all this. I wouldn't care if he was in Bentleys. But long as the city of Flint was looking nice, the water was fixed. You mean to tell me you can go to Grand Blanc, Fush, and Davidson, but clean water?
That's exactly what I'm talking. That's exactly what we've been talking about.
They ain't got to bathe in that, don't you know? I'll be on different. I remember, and it's crazy, man, because I done been on lives where people be like, "This ain't Flint water." You know what I'm saying? Seeing entertainers, even when Steve Harvey cracked a joke about it. Right. Different people be in. You know what I'm saying? That is crazy, but that is acceptable. Don't nobody want to hurt his feelings, but you and. Where's the police help at when all this crime going on? But you know where they can go find you at? City council. I got fired on by a police officer. You hear what I'm saying?
That was out of order.
Fired on.
And I don't know the man that. Somebody said Minister Elliott. Oh God, here we go. I am. We gonna ignore that kind.
That's Sherry Allen. That's
my girl.
I
know. She. Yeah, I get you.
Yeah, I'm just saying, man. Like
an X at the end of that too, baby.
And then when what's the name got grabbed, because Chester McLaughlin, what started it? Police snatched him up because he was telling them how they was wrong.
But see, you can't touch me. You have no right. I committed a crime. You got absolutely. See, this is the thing. If you know the facts, right? Yeah. I can protest First Amendment right. Now, if you put your hands on me, that's an unlawful seizure. I'm suing you for numbers I'm able to count.
But why is the chief of police right now? Why is them police officers not suspended?
Well, because then that maybe he got orders not to suspend him.
But we went through this thing before. Let's go back to the Mitchell boys.
Come on.
Now, what did he say, Neely? This the mayor. This they pride and joy. Oh, that's political suicide. I'm not gonna hurt my voting base. That show you what he care about you. Nothing.
So then if all of this is out there and people still vote for him, right? And they still vote, then that means, of course, what you've been saying is that they're supporting him because they're getting something out of it. But what people have to do is people have to become aware and knowledgeable and have an idea that if this is not working for us as a group, as a community, and this is where we talk about community, if it's not working for us as a community, they effectively have to be removed. It shouldn't be no way that he keeps on getting term after term after term after term, and nothing happens because he's got a base here that people support it because they're getting something from it. That's cool. Get your stuff. Take care of me. But if you don't, I swear to God, if somebody put their hands on me, I'm suing the hell out of everybody.
And guess what? Guess what they doing? They trying. Did you see the press conference when they did there saying, "Oh, he's using buzzwords like insurrectionist." See, Neely,
that was not an insurrection. An insurrection means that you don't. I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, go ahead.
But an insurrection is there's no more counsel. We're going in there armed. Y'all are done. You're out the office. That's an insurrection. Being angry and upset that you're doing what you're doing to take care of you, and you're not doing anything to take care of us, I have a right to say that.
Right. But this the games that they play. You get Liddell Lewis. That's what I'm. But you see, this what I've been saying. The way they weaponize it, and these are, and the ones who do it more than anybody is the blacks. Fires Liddell Lewis and Candace. Them two weaponize them police on them people, man.
Because they scary ass people that ain't doing a goddamn thing in the first place. And I apologize to my sensitive ears, Sunday morning folk. I ain't mean to say, just add that little spice to your coffee. My apologies. Passion, baby. It's just passion.
Yeah, I'm just saying. No, Jeff Johnson, when the Mitchell boys, you know, the young brothers that died in the hospital, how they mama did. Liddell walked out on them on the vote, got up out of there and just came on there and just lied. This is the stuff that these people put up with her with. Just sit up there and lie.
So then the people in their region.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I'm just saying that, not just the then comparing the protest, the peaceful protest to January 6th. This how crazy.
Who said that dumb shit?
Your mayor.
Oh my God.
This is him. But see, these buzzwords worse, you see what Trump finna do out there in California, don't you?
Yeah, he sent a whole bunch of National Guard out there.
Now you see how, but you see the
Are you serious? He said that. This gave me a headache. There's nothing like what that foolishness was that happened over there in
organized chaos. He said, "Look, see, these the words that the mayor he's trying to set up for they can play a game. You know, some people forget about how the police. I didn't see how this game go down before. I wasn't there, but I am a study of history.
Right.
You know, they will put the police on you. They don't want no uprising. I think with them, what he's so mad with Jed was that Jed got people back talking about it. Now he gone.
Well, that's his job.
Yeah,
that's his
yeah.
job.
Now he got people,
job.
but he's still working from where he at though, because he putting it on there. Like this man still got stuff to do in Illinois. He not done. He just added Flint to his list because he was asked to come. He was asked to come with help Miss Beverly with her campaign. That's when he came to the campaign. But as you know, you get in, you get to work, and you start seeing other things.
Right.
That's what really happened. It was like they didn't want, like I said, listen, man, the way they play games for these little council seats, but I get it. I'm gonna quit saying little council seats because a lot of these people wasn't even living right until they got into these seats.
And they weren't living, they still ain't living right.
No, they
You're
not
taking care of the people that you say you represent. And that's my issue.
Yeah.
Is if you represent somebody, if I'm a school teacher.
Facts.
My job is to do the best that I possibly can for those 20, 30 something young people that are in my face every single day. Right? I'm gonna just be real. I'm gonna be honest. The last day of school was Friday. And I literally broke down because those are the babies after my sister passed. If I didn't keep going in there, I don't know what the hell I'd have done. And they saved me to get through the year. And I told them that. You think I'm not going to advocate for them? Even a kid that might get deported with his family, you didn't think I'm not advocating for him? I'm not going to advocate for him? That's my damn job. But see, this is once again, what did I say before? Real servants work for the people.
Facts.
These clowns in are obviously not working for the people. So then why are they still there? And it's incumbent on the people to get that understanding, to have that knowledge, and to do something different and stop waiting until forever. File a lawsuit. Flood the federal court down on Kersley and say, these are not frivolous lawsuits.
Right.
Because these people I'm not gonna argue with you. Just gonna file a lawsuit. And I'm gonna put numbers on there that I can't even put enough zeros behind.
You know what? And I don't want us to sound like I'm gonna sound like a little harsh what I'm about to say.
No, voting doesn't matter because I didn't mean to cut you off, big bro. Voting doesn't matter if other people can manipulate what the vote looks like. Because they've done it before, they've been doing it. You got all of this crap that happens down south because they don't want people to vote, and they stop people from voting and all this other stuff. And people have voter apathy because what? If I don't see that it works, then why vote? That's a real thing. But anyway, go ahead, bro.
No, I think we didn't know because, like, when you see Jed lawsuits, right? You see
I saw that. I'm still looking for that document. I think your girl moved it.
Yeah, you know his is in federal, right? He didn't go like
that's
he
what
did.
I'm saying.
But I think we did. I think the people didn't know how to do that.
How long have I
here.
been saying it?
No, you've been saying it, but I think here a lot of people didn't understand it. That's why, like, he was confused. Even I remember bringing when went to interview Hill Harper, like he said, man, I come from where we sue people to do this. But I think these people, we didn't know how, and it's crazy to say this, man, but I think a lot of us, the majority of us, didn't know how.
You could go down there and ask.
Yeah, but I think the ones who knew how didn't really try to let the ones who didn't know how.
Of course, because then that gives you a position of power over somebody else.
Yeah,
ignorance is not bliss, ladies and gentlemen.
Right.
Ignorance is not, but to know and to have knowledge is power. So now I'm saying it again. We're talking about solutions, right? Oh, you're not doing such and such? Well, I'm going to sue you. You said you represent me, and I don't see the representation. I swear to God, bro, if I get an opportunity to speak and somebody put their hands on me,
get there
I promise you, we're filing a suit the next morning. You have no right to put your hands on me. I have a right. My First Amendment right is to say what I want, what I choose to say. And if somebody gets offended by it, then that means I'm telling a truth that you're offended by.
Yeah.
Who's this?
Who, Luke?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Bro, get out of here with that. We're not talking about that.
Yeah.
You just get out.
Yeah.
Bye.
Because that, like, how I'm looking at it, like, on what you saying, that's truth. But I think we didn't know, and I think sometimes, you know how when they say the kids sit at the back, don't be wanting to, because you be scared. And like a teacher always told me, no question is the wrong answer.
Right.
You gotta ask. That's how you don't know.
Right.
And I think that's what it was. And I think the ones who, I don't want to, because I'm on the peace thing right now. I think the ones who know, the players.
Right.
I think they didn't educate like how you said, like how your pops them did it back then. I think it was a breakdown where this generation, like, they didn't pass it down to everybody. Like, everybody wanted to do their own thing.
Right.
To me.
Yeah. So see, for me, I saw my father. My father was the first black foreman in the foundry system, right? 1953. I saw both sides of where one group was calling him this, and another group was calling them that. But then when they saw how he operated, right, it was like, and Mr. Lupe, it's not about you asking the question; it's about what you're asking makes sense.
No, he just got 24 hours.
Yeah,
to
because
think
that
about
was dumb, right? We're not talking about that. We're talking about knowledge that makes sense, right? So he, and I found after he passed, I found these set of documents that he had been putting together. Somebody wanted to write a book about it, right? And his experiences. So right when he got ready to retire, Mercedes-Benz flew some engineers to the house. He retired in like 81, 82, 80, maybe 83 when my sister graduated from high school. And they was like, well, we want you to come to Germany, do this work over here, right? Now, but then when I go back and look at these notes, I'm saying, you over here. I remember going to Clark School as a little bitty boy. You know, you did this over here, and you was working with Mr. Vaughn, and you was working over here with Mr. McCree, and you was working over here with this person. You know, huh? So this is all of this being around this energy all the time, right? It's different. So even Reverend Threlkel was one of his Boy Scouts. So as an old guard, his job is a pass. Whenever I talk to him, it's just, hey, you already know is what you're supposed to be doing.
Facts.
So that's where the disconnect is we're not grooming the next level of people to come in and take over a protest based on this way that we know that worked.
Right.
Because first and foremost, I'm gonna be a community activist. Where do I start? Well, you got to start by having a base of knowledge. Yeah. That's number one.
Reaching out to the ones before you.
And if they don't give it to you, then you find other people that know. Yeah. Now, I'm not saying people should call and knock on my door. If you do, I'm going to entertain you and we're going to take care of it. Fine. I don't have no issue with that. Because that's part of my job. But if they listen to this show and when we on during the course of the week, they'll get it anyway. Thanks. We can get more in depth in a longer period of time than just an hour and a half than before, than, at home or in a public forum. But the fact that people love doing, you have to love people first. The worst teacher I've ever met was a person that didn't love people. Thanks. You got to love people. You ain't got to like the kids. That ain't your job. Your job is to love doing what you do. So therefore, you also love doing what you do, and you love the people in front of you that you're molding. And when the old heads started to get positions, whether they run a church, whether they run an organization, and then the politicians come, they get their pockets lined. So they get fat. You're no longer hungry.
And Jeff, I can answer that question for you too, because I remember we had the minister from down Temple #1 in Detroit, Troy Muhammad. This what really happened on Jeff Johnson, and how it was broke down to me. Said the same thing when you had High Neely won. To me, it was, from what I was told, it might sound crazy and people gonna get mad, but it's just what I was told. Said it was the majority of whites. They told Neely if he can get 25% of the black vote, might not be saying it verbatim, but you know, the powers that be, like, we'll get you 90% of the white vote. And that's how Neely won it. He split the black vote. That's how he won it. I'm just telling you what I was told. Even the brother Minister Troy Muhammad even broke it down fires, because you know, when the Detroit mayor, when Mayor Dugan won down there,
right?
You know what I'm saying? You can split the black vote, give me 25%. I can get to that, and that's how you come in and win.
Okay, well, see,
you know.
So then you got those people, the white vote that's part of the power structure.
Yeah.
That says if you do this, then we'll give you this.
Yeah.
Okay, so then that benefits them, and if people know that, then why don't you do something different?
Because you still divided. Look how look how the blacks still divided.
Right, there you go.
You know what I'm saying? That's you seeing how the blacks still divided, and that's how it got. And then you got to look. You see it right now, still split down to the middle. Then go to the churches. I can tell you straight up, man. I've seen how many these pastors right here. I ain't never seen some of these pastors is rolling with this mayor.
Because they get in their pockets.
I get it.
You already know.
I know. That's why I'll be like, how do they act like they? I'm still tripping off, man. My sister went to how I just looked at it. The only ones that I seen from the Nation of Islam were LaRon X. I didn't see all these other pastors that should have been down there. Are you serious? Like, the church always been the backbone of the family. How, when the churches then got corrupted, that's why we going through, because when you was talking about your father and them, how strong was the church in the community?
Man, please, you better be out there. When Bethel was on 12th Street, when Bethel United Methodist Church, where we were at, was on 12th Street, and not over there off of Ballinger now, bro. We didn't have a place.
You see all these people that was running for this seat. You couldn't do that. But thrill kill. That's what I think. That's why I've been telling you the thing we've been talking about. I got to get more into detail with you on that, putting that plan together, man, because that's how you can get the knowledge. But see, it's I think in Flint, it's so much. Man, there's so many people on the take that even the ones that you see, you think with you, not really with you. If you can understand what I'm saying on that.
How you think I move by myself?
Right. When you
the only man I can trust is the man in the mirror. I can't,
because what was the
people get down?
Yeah, what was the NAACP at? Don't get me wrong. I called Brother Roberts from the Black Lives Matter, but he had a private basement. Now, don't get me wrong. If I truly believe, and this me, I'm not saying nobody else. If the brother could have made it, he would have been there.
Right.
You ain't heard AC Dumas say a utter word. Only thing he came down there at, because Judy talked about he didn't stay where he stayed at. That's the only thing. He ain't said nothing about an elder being pulled out of a moving car. See, I'm not just gonna let the police off the hook like that, because you got this organization just wrote this. Oh, listen.
Yep, there you go.
When your chief supposed to say, in the end of the day, I'm about to lose. Well, I'll retire. I'll retire because I'm not finna do what you want me to do, Mayor. But because you're friends, so you gonna do what your homeboys say do.
Yeah, but you got to do what's right for the people, regardless of you being my homeboy.
But that lets you know they're not there for the people. This ain't nothing but a group of friends that got together. They letting run the city. But this what you got to understand. They ain't letting this mayor just do it. He ain't able to do this without help.
Right. No,
you know how many times they had Weaver ass down there, down the court.
Right.
And she ain't do none of it. Man, listen.
Yeah, somebody just said the feds investigated her for 3 years, which I understand the reason why she wouldn't want to run again. Facts. I understand that. Yeah, I wouldn't either. I had a question about some of her cabinet members, but I thought that she did. That's a whole nother off-camera discussion.
For sure.
But I thought that she did a job, and don't ask me to get on. I can't do politics because y'all thought Brother Mays was bad. I'm worse than him.
See,
I'm way worse than him. I'm way worse than him. I'm way because I remember he was doing a campaign at the Bets Club years ago, and he stopped and looked at me, and I looked at him. We started sitting around there, started talking, and I told him, I said, if you want to win, you need to let me know. So, well, you know how you go. What you gonna do? I said, you know how many people I know around here?
Yeah.
He said, I know such and such, blah, blah, blah. I started running names off. And at that point, he was like, hey, man, give me your number. And then when he was coming to the basketball games over at, and football games over at when I worked at the high school over at Hamity, guess what? Hey, man, let me holler at you. We need to go to lunch. We never did, but, you know, and if I saw him and I tell him my sister had a complaint, hey, bro, guess what happened? He took care of it.
That's what I'm saying.
He took care of it.
I do want to see if Candace gonna look at you when I'm putting her on front now.
Hey, she ain't gonna say a word.
No, I said she gonna look at you because they usually be like this when the constituents talk.
They ain't gonna say a word. She ain't gonna say nothing. Because if she does, that's me. I'm sorry, my fault.
No problem.
Yeah. If she does, I'm gonna tell her what I've been saying. Ain't nobody seen you. Where we see you at? Unless you come through the neighborhood or whatever. Now I'm out of school. I ain't seen none of the sidewalks fixed. I've seen the tree cutting stuff to keep the wires just in case we have bad weather. But I ain't seen none of the sidewalks fixed. I ain't seen none of this stuff. What are we supposed to get from you? I don't even know what your platform is. I'm going to say it again. When word got back to Miss Galloway, she came and knocked on my door. I don't even know. I don't know our person is such and such. I ain't never met her before. I'm like, oh, who is this? This woman knocking on my door. This is you. You such. Oh, okay. And 2 hours we talked. She stopped me. We talked for 2 hours, and she knew some stuff. I was impressed. I don't get impressed that easily.
For sure.
You know, and she was trying to do what we are used to. At least I had a conversation with her. I never had a conversation with this sister. The lady she was running against back before she lost, I had a conversation with her. And it's not about siding with people. It's about what's right for the people. It's about what's right for the people. Nobody cares how fat you get if you take care of me. But don't leave me to slaughter and tell me I'm going to the hospital.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, I agree.
Don't worry about that knife on your neck. It's okay. You know, it's just a little scratch. Meanwhile, I'm bleeding out, but you still fat. No.
Facts.
No.
No, I get it.
Bro, okay. You gotta have to make sure I be in a different space.
No, because I when you go down there, because you know they can't respond to you after all the public comments.
Right.
But she's not gonna look. She might look at you now, because I done heard people say, "Damn, y'all don't even look at it." From Liddell Lewis to Judy to Candace, Leon. You know what I'm saying? They don't pay attention to nobody. This thing that got so out of hand with the people, because I think when Leon got elected, they thought Leon was going to really, let me say, put respect, councilman of the first ward. I thought they really thought he was going to really be helping them. You got some who for him, and you got some who not for him. Liddell for herself. What up, Snowman? Then you know what I'm saying? The third ward seat, like Neely, created this. This why I don't respect. You know, I respect my man, but I don't respect the board that he hold over the title, the ENA board president. Dude, how you gonna come down there saying pass the budget, and this mayor sent 2 different budgets? One that was the fake one that was 4.2 million in debt, and then the real one came 13.4 million in debt.
Well, it was so there had to be some adjustments made in the budget.
Man, he slid. It wasn't a real budget. Jonathan Jarrett caught it. Caught him. Finna put but see, he never had to show it. He never had to, because he already had his votes.
Okay.
All this stealing that he allegedly that he been sitting up there doing.
Yeah, and see, they're If the feds come in here, we got a whole different situation, right? Because if they come in here and they do an honest job, then they'll clean house,
Yeah.
you know. But it's still incumbent on the people to know,
Facts.
right? It's still incumbent on the people to know. And if people know, then we can make informed decisions, right?
Yeah.
So if people in our ward, 7th Ward, don't know, then you're gonna vote because somebody looks popular or whatever. And from what I've seen, if you're only talking to one group of people, and you're not talking to another group of people, or if you're just going to talk to your church members, that's problematic. Because then you're not talking to the whole group.
Fact.
You didn't go over there and talk to the people over there in Evergreen Estates.
And you know who ward that was? Councilwoman Eva Worthy. She got mad.
I don't even know how,
man. She got mad when she lost, because she's like, oh, Jonathan went over there to the Regency. She didn't want the people over there in the Regencies voting. So that let me know they've been neglected over there by the 8th Ward. No, 9th Ward, my bad. I was about to call her. I truly believe now that when Eva Worthy was the councilwoman, she neglected the Regencies.
I don't know. You know how in the hell she got elected?
Because people don't vote.
But again, this goes back to the same thing, right? So if you have these today, right now, right? So people in church, they ain't gonna get out for another hour and a half. So you know, and all the restaurants gonna be full because now people got to eat for real. When they should have been listening to this, so they could be full before they go to listen to their empty calories, and they're gonna make themselves fat. But they ain't do that. So anyway, if you are afraid of the people that you represent, then why do the job? If I'm afraid of young people, then why am I going to teach? If I'm afraid to be a leader of men, then why am I acting like I'm a man? If you, oh, I don't, and I got, hey man, well, I need you to come and tutor my son. Where you at? Fox Lane, here I come. And I walk around there, bro. Come on, it's around the corner. You scared of what?
Yeah.
Hey, you think you could drop me off over there? Yeah, come on. Where you live at? Over there off of one of them other streets over. Come on. I still see some of them cats that I had when they was little bitty brothers and sisters. They hide what they doing when I come around.
That's respect.
Right. Because I don't be judging them. I just tell them to be careful. And if something happen, I ain't coming to get you. And if you have to leave here, I'm gonna do your eulogy and you ain't gonna like it. And they look at me and start laughing and they going about their way.
Right.
You know, all right, we got you, Pop, we got you, Unc.
But that's respect, though.
Right. And that's the other part about this is where's the respect there?
Man,
when people are upset and angry, help fix it. Help fix it.
And I think that's what I think you can only the change only gonna happen from people in Flint, and that's what the brother said.
Is not about one person coming in here,
nope.
And we glad he did. Like I said, I ain't got nothing against him brother coming in here. I'm sorry I missed the brother minister the other day. I'm sorry I missed the first time he come here because they changed the time when they had the what you call forum at the quorum.
Yeah.
And I come down there and they changed the time when I called you. Told me they had gone somewhere else.
Because remember they played her. They gave her 2 court dates. Bonnie told her about the one.
Right.
And they just happened to be down there for the set. Because they see these the games that they play, man. When I say this mayor is using his power, brother, he using his influence. Right. He using his influence to the max.
Right. Because I think what was the Juneteenth over at Brennan Center? And I saw him briefly. I don't think he saw me, but I saw him. But I think he saw me, but he didn't say nothing. It's okay. It's okay.
He watching.
Yeah. It's okay. You ain't gotta speak. Bro. Any other time we did, but it's all right. Because I should be critical. If you're gonna tell hey, look, hey, we speak all the time.
Yeah.
If I see him out or we see, hey, brother, how you doing? So therefore, it's okay for me to be critical. If you walk in my classroom and saw something he didn't like, it's okay for you to be critical of me.
Right.
Because that don't belie my friendship or my associationship with you. I'm not taking it personal that I think you could have taught that lesson a little different. Right. Okay. How? Okay, I'll take that into advice, and next time I teach it, I got it. I'm not mad. Oh, man, you ain't supposed to say nothing to me. We boys. No, you supposed to say something to me because we're boys.
Right. But see, you don't supposed to do that here. Like, and it's just not here. I'm just saying because it's going all over. Because I remember
but here's where we live at. So we don't talk about here. Though.
Yeah, no, I was just saying on that type of name, like you call a friend out, like with me, and like doing this. People be like, man, you shouldn't be. Nah, man. If you wrong, I'm gonna speak. But I ain't gonna talk about you. About your, I'm talking about in this thing, far as this politics. That's where I go out. I ain't gonna go talk about your mama. I ain't talking about your kid.
You talking about something that's
what's going
intangible,
on,
right?
Yeah. I'm not going like getting off into the mud until you drag me in there. Then sometime it depends on how I'm feeling. I meet you in the mud. Right. 90% of the time, I'm trying to stay above and be clean.
Right. Now, see, here's the thing, Miss Carter, and we've said this over and over and over again.
Facts.
It's not, you can't be oh, you hurt my feelings. I don't give a about your damn feelings. I need to, okay. I'm hiring you to come in. I didn't say it, I almost did. I'm hiring you to come in and paint a room. And I put a stroke of paint on it, and then there you go. And then what the hell I'm paying you to paint the whole damn room. I painted it. No, you didn't. You just put well, that's what I told you I was going to do. Give me my money. Oh, no. We're going to go to court about that. It's not happening.
And I do agree with Sherry Allen on this. This is why she said the residents have to keep the momentum up until 2026.
Yeah, but we got a whole nother year dealing with a bunch of mess.
And this is why this is important right now, Brother Elliott, because I was watching Jed live, because this is what you can. Now, you have to be careful with this. You got to know who y'all putting in them seats now.
Yeah, because
you got to know how they standing.
And the other part about okay, let me give you another strategy. We already talked about suing people, because I promise you somebody put their hands on me. I'm $500 billion damn dollars. I'm bankrupt in the damn country. I don't give a damn. Because you ain't got no reason to put your hands on me, because my First Amendment right says I can protest. I can speak my truth.
Right.
So if you do so, it's a problem. And if you touch me up, I'm suing everybody. So be real clear who the hell you think you putting your hands on, and who the hell you think you talking to. Now, I'm not going to go down there and be belligerent, because it's been years since I've been to a council meeting. Now, I may be passionate, and I would try and control some of the words that come out of my mouth, because I'm in somebody else's house. In my house, I say it how I want to. Your house, I gotta use a different decorum because I'm in your house. But know what the rule of law is. If that person is ineffective as your council person, how quickly can we get them out?
A year.
That's too long.
That's how they set the rules.
Then the rules have to be changed.
Yeah, I'm telling you, that's how the rules are set. That's like right now, Candace and Leon couldn't be recalled right now because because next year is an election. No. I ain't never seen them, but these the rules.
No, those rules they can be challenged in court.
Brother, they didn't went back and found rules back from the 1930s.
And
it's still on
30 days.
Man.
You had 30 days back in the 30s that show you what you supposed to be doing. Go ahead.
Oh, no. The sister, my cousin, Maria Carter said, she said, they giving one warning now and they can put you out. She said, so be careful, because you're a little passionate, throw you right out. They don't have it like that. If she might look at you knowing you finna come say something, and you can say the first word, I can take your time away. This is some new shit that I ain't never seen
Why the hell
before.
you figure you give me 3 minutes? I got 3 minutes.
No, that ain't how that is no more.
That's fine.
They got the choice to take it when they want to.
Okay, then if that's the case, then I can file a federal lawsuit and say they muffled my First Amendment rights. How about that?
See, you just help some people out because people didn't know that. You know, they didn't take about down there 7, 8, 10 people. They just took our time.
Yeah.
Said, nope, over. I don't like what you saying.
Right.
That's how they go by. It's the discretion of
she on my head, bro.
Yeah, nah, I'm telling you. They changed these. They done fixed the rules up so bad, man. They don't even know them.
Yeah, and now, okay. So that's wow. Whew, man. So now for people. So number one, you can file a lawsuit. Number two, go down there with facts, whatever it is your complaints are. Go down there. The fact number one, this isn't done. Number two, this isn't done. Number three, this isn't done. Now, if that's the case, then you can also investigate to find out what the rules are, how they were originally set, so that you can say, okay, you're a council person, you don't need to be here anymore because you're ineffective. You need to go somewhere else. You're not servicing the people. Finally, or maybe more, know something. Go, what is it that not we can't talk about what it used to look like back in the 60s. That's gone.
Facts.
The remnants and the ideas of what it should be are still there. But you also have to be knowledgeable in the wisdom that was in order to bring something forth. So you can't community. It still boggles my mind that there were less than 500 votes for the third ward seat out of 1,800 people.
They bank on that.
Right. So if they're banking on it, then that means everybody, all hands on deck.
Facts.
All hands on deck. Everybody, every single person. Everybody's got to be like, look, you don't have a year. We're not waiting a year.
But this the game they played, Brother Elliott. Look how they did Liddell. People get mad at me when I said Miss Inez Brown, because Liddell didn't live here for a full year when she signed that document, said she lived here and she on council. Some say even the first ward councilman, some say his residence ain't there. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I ain't never heard this. People saying pull up homestead address now. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just like some of the stuff, but this ain't the first time they had council people who wasn't living here.
Right.
That they let run. That's what I'm saying. Until you can clean up all this corruption. And I think a lot of it was being ran because people like how it was ran, because they was benefiting from it, both sides.
Right.
Let me tell you this, both sides. The only reason the other side didn't want, so they don't like it now. I get it when you start seeing stuff being exposed. It'd be one side got in control of and how they ran with it, and the other side, you know what I'm saying? Now you starting to see little things coming out. This was coming out now. It's been going on.
Right. No, this ain't nothing new. But the level of apathy is horrible.
Facts.
The level of where people are able to go into places of in institutions of so-called worship. Anyway, that's another story for another time. So-called worship, and get people to vote for them, and you don't understand what's going on, and you don't see what's going on as a membership in your church. I'm not. You can't. You. If I was going to one of those places, you come in there if you want to. I had a bunch of questions. We're gonna be here. Y'all think y'all like the long service? Today, we getting ready to get it in. we gonna get to. Hey, you better have the church mothers to bring in lunch, baby, because we ain't going nowhere. I got a list. Oh, such and such coming in here today. I was trying to catch Cherry when he would come over to Burston, and they would be early enough I couldn't get there because school was still in, and I couldn't get there. And then when I found out, oh, yeah, well, now we gone. Well, are you serious?
They knew you was coming.
I'm trying to get down there, bro.
I'm
trying to get down there because you are not walking in here to turn around and walk out and say nothing.
In fact, they knew you was coming. They ain't had time for that. Did they do stuff like that though? That's what's crazy, man. They protect these people, but like you said, they getting paid.
Yeah, and that's cool that you get. I'm not knocking it.
Right.
At the same time, don't think that you have a robot that you can manipulate.
Right.
That's what you don't have.
Right.
They better go watch our robot and see that one robot that they made. That's who you talking to, ladies and gentlemen. The one that was the special one. Because the thing is we have to know. Stop playing this, and it just irks me to no end that we can talk about them. Now, the last few minutes of the show, I'm talking about us. If you are uninformed, that's your fault.
Right.
If you go to a place and they let the politician or whoever come in and talk and you don't ask questions, that's your fault. If you're not challenging your council person to what it is you're supposed to be doing for us, and you're not doing anything, and you're uninformed, and you're not forcing them to do stuff for you, that's your fault.
It is.
You have to become knowledgeable. You have to know what is it in my community that I need, that we need in our community, so that we can become a representative. Even if I decide to walk around our neighborhood and knock on the door, hey man, what do we need here? What do we need around here? What are the needs that we have around here? And take a list. Even if I talk to 50% of the people and take a list, I'm not talking about trying to run for the council seat, because they're not gonna like me. They're not gonna like me because you're running off stupidity and not facts. Now it's simple. You got nine wards, right? 9 council positions, 9 wards. You got a pie. Cut the pie into 9 slices, and even though you have maybe, because there's a smaller amount of citizens in one ward than the other, you still get your percentage amount. You're not going to get the same as me, and you got 2 people and I got 30 people. You're not going to get the same amount, but we want to make sure percentage wise you get what you need in order to take care of your people. You don't even know what the hell your people need.
Facts. I agree with you with that. Like, what happened to having them ward meetings?
No, well, man, we ain't had one of them in years.
7 ward ain't did nothing?
Bro, the last ward meeting I remember going to, Jack Minor was alive. And he was a ward, he was a 7 ward representative.
Shit.
7 ward council person.
Shit.
Long damn time ago.
Yeah.
When you had that bullshit over at Scott School, there's a little bit of more spice to go with y'all coffee this morning. Sorry about that. When we had that bullshit that happened at Scott School, which is exactly what it was, and we couldn't ask them people any questions,
Facts.
What the hell was the point of having it? Just to introduce them? I don't need you to do that. You should have said that's what it was going to be in the first place. I would have never showed up.
That's how they do to people now. Even with, if you notice, when he be calling questions out, he already have his people up in there. They already know what to ask him. A lot of this stuff, I be even with. That's when Threlkel, when he spoke up at one of them meetings in the first word, he said, "Why we got to write the question down?" When Chris Martin was calling, "Oh, you can't do this," and Threlkel took over and with the saying it, like he said, "Man, we ain't finna just keep listening to y'all tell us what y'all want to do.
What you want, and not talking about what we need."
Yeah, they not listening to the people need.
Trevor, you funny. I can't wait to meet you, bro.
Yeah. And Trevor, we got to get to working on Brother Elliott's intro and outro.
Yeah,
because we got everybody's done but yours.
Right.
And he said that was it. They tried. You see the question? She said they tried to shut him down, right. And you know who didn't let it go? He went to working.
Let's see. That's it.
He wasn't even playing no more. Right. He wasn't playing nothing no more with him.
And then at that point, it's like, if you can't ask questions, what's the point of the council being here?
Facts. But they don't want. that you can't like. I remember when Eric made when they these rules that they did. Eric said it was a time when the council and the person that was at the podium could go back and forth.
Right.
Like how they did the Jordan rules.
Right.
They got the Eric Mays rules that they putting on anybody now. It's on everybody.
So is it the fact that the council persons don't want what their actions are to be questioned?
Yep.
Or geez.
Nope, what you just said.
Okay, so ain't no or.
They do not. When you said that constructive criticism, you can catch Liddell one like the Black Lives Matter mural. When Liddell came to council and said that the Michigan whatever department, they came back and had to put a statement out, said no. She said the reason they won't let them do it down there because cars was gonna slide. This was your councilwoman said, yeah, that the you know
or painted on the ground.
On the ground that they already got yellow paint on the ground, you know, the directions to show you to get in the turning lane. They was gonna use the same that they've been using, but she said this to make you slide verbatim.
Now, okay, so
this a councilwoman.
Now, sorry, if there's some truth to that, and there may be, that's okay. There may be some truth to that.
There wasn't a Michigan that came out and had to debunk her and told them she lied in so many words. We ain't talked to her and told her that. She said they told her that. They had to come out and make a statement. This the councilwoman. They had to come back out and make a statement that said she was lying. That's why we call her Liddell. Cause she just all she do is lie.
Make up stuff.
Man, she make up, but I give her this. I give Neely this credit. He found him a pit bull to run point at that council, and she running it down. Cause I know some people like I'm not going out there with that. Don't you know when he sent her down there to say, hey, say cars gonna slide and it cause accidents, that the state of Michigan had to come and say no, they lied, that she lying. He didn't take credit for it. He let that fall in her lap. This just how bogus. I mean, this how rambunctious she is. Like Mongo say, it's time out. It's time out for them right now. How they running the city? It's all look. It's time out.
No, it's got to be over. They got to. It's about cleaning the house then.
Yeah, they done blew 97.4 million. Can you tell me what 97.4 million looked like it went to the city of Flint?
I ain't seen it.
Then that them 100 houses that he doing. All of a sudden he found some money, and then it's like, you know how the lottery go.
Right.
You can, you know, is that part of the friends, brothers, and in-laws too? I ain't seen none of them people that was down there to get their roofs fixed look like no people I knew. I'm just saying, you mean to tell me $97.4 million came in here and you gave 140 some people, non-profits got that money. And did you hear about he spent $1,500 at Chick-fil-A? I think $1,600 at we have put the spreadsheet out that somehow got leaked on the internet. $1,600 for McAllister's.
For what? Lunch?
Man, if that was just some of the stuff we seen, what about the other stuff that they don't want seen out there? That they didn't. You got to think about it, man. They had the one girl that was at the DDA. She went on a $20,000 tricking spree. She went on a 20. She was blowing money, and like I tell you, she messed up here. She fumbled. I ain't gonna say fumbled. She messed up and got rewarded a 6-figure job, but she stayed in Detroit. She went past Detroit. She went past Flint to go to Fenton to pick up a $20,000 check with nobody name on it. Drove back from Fenton, went to City Hall, dropped the check off, and went back to Detroit. We don't know if that check been cashed, but that's how I went. Shoot past Flint, go to Fenton, pick up 20,000. Oh, let's go to Housing Commission. That lady got caught. She got to pay back $50 a month
for
taking money.
$50 a month, and who knows how much he took.
and then on top of that, that's embezzlement. You can't take no money and you think you don't go to jail for that shit.
Right.
Then, let's don't get the DDA again. Y'all just bailed them out last year, and they're coming up here this year for $600,000 and get bailed out again.
And what is that DDA supposed to do?
Downtown Authority, I guess
Right.
they throw, but y'all just blew money last year that they had to help y'all with. Y'all let a woman go spend money, take people shopping trips, getting their hair done, going to the spas and all that. That's what $20,000 went to. And then she got rewarded with a 6-figure job. No different than Allie Hokenroder, the former councilwoman of the 7th Ward. She perjured herself in court. Guess what she got? Rewarded with a 6-figure job.
That's insane.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But I said, well, her, she had the complexion for the connection.
Right.
Let you go in there and perjure yourself in court. And let's see if your ass don't go to jail.
Man, they putting me up under the I'll find Jimmy Hoffa first.
That's what I'm trying to tell.
I mean, oh yeah, hey Jim, how are you? Yeah, well, I'm just hanging around here with you because they got me.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If they do a forensic audit, I truly believe some people would be going to jail, going to jail, going to jail.
So can the residents call for that?
I'm thinking now the people getting hip to what's going on, my brother. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm really thinking now people with a brother like you coming on here, like Brother Jed, when he was like, "Hey man, no, you take this. I ain't going. We taking this to federal." And how you said they touch you, I'm sending you. I'm just the country will go bankrupt.
Man,
but see, a lot of people don't be wanting to share that now. See how you came on here and just say, "Hey, this is what I'll do." Did y'all do this? They take my 3 minutes away. This is what I'm gonna go do.
Right.
Do you understand, man? And they, because I heard Candace say, "Oh, these people coming here getting ticked. No, getting content. No, you giving content. Quit saying what people.
And it's not about content. It's news.
Yeah, and saying people, oh, they coming here getting through. Oh, no, you're throwing people out unlawfully.
It's about news, and it's about our news. We don't have a newspaper anymore, so it's about our news, and when you in the use of the new media idea in order to be able to report the news to people and have them be informed about what they could do in order to protect themselves and have a better life. What the hell's wrong with that? That ain't content.
Right.
If that's the case, I can come in and teach algebra all day.
Right. That's why I be looking at them like, man, is they really understanding what's going on?
No, people don't understand what's going on for real. The other people that think that they're running things do, because they know that people are not going to get out and vote. I'm going to say this again. Just last month, you had an election for the 3rd Ward, and there was less than 500 people that went out to vote. You had 165, 165 for the other person, 121, and 21. And what that doesn't make sense. And some of those people that weren't close, now this upcoming next time, put your position behind one of them, or whoever this is running in as a right-hand. If you're going to run in as a right-hand and you feel that you have a better, what's the word I'm looking for? Idea than other people that are there, then go talk to the resident, those other 1,300 people that didn't vote, and get their backing.
Facts. Like Maurice said, groundwork is the best work.
Man, listen, and I know and love that brother. I'd vote for him anytime because he's gonna be honest. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't understand the reason why he's not a 2nd Ward anymore.
Because they worked his ass up out of there. They went, man, I watched them go, but I'm not gonna break the peace and say who all went against him. But Maurice caught hell because he said Trump, because he went out there and met Trump. Maurice was trying to get help for the water. Guess who in office now? Trump. You have to deal with who in office. Y'all just had Biden for 4 years. Well, we all had Biden for 4 years because I voted for Biden. What did we get? Did he get the Flint water fix? Democratic governor. But my only thing is, don't get me wrong, I don't want us to be used by neither party.
No.
Nah, I don't want no people just okay. We run it with Republicans. No, don't come use us to get what y'all want
No,
through.
because
No.
their thing is the only thing they're gonna do is use you.
Yeah, don't. Yeah.
The people don't even understand the reason why they voted Republican. Black people voted Republican in the first place. The Democrats were called carpetbaggers or whatever they were called. And the reason why people voted Republican is because Lincoln was a Republican, and we had people that were so-called leaders back then that said vote for him because he helped free the enslaved African people. That's the reason why we voted Republican for such a long time. And they didn't give a damn. And then once again, left wing, right wing, same bird.
Tell them.
At the end of the day, damn it, you got to do for your own self. And if our council people don't do, that's fine. You ain't got to do nothing for us. We'll get chainsaws. We'll cut this tree down. With this house, we go rent a bulldozer. We'll knock this house down. Oh, y'all not doing it? We're not waiting on you because you're not doing a damn thing for us. If first and foremost, we have to turn around. Trevor, I promise. We have to turn around and make sure that we're being communal and community.
Mm-hmm.
Then that way you can be a force to go talk to the people that are supposed to be the ones that represent you.
Right.
I don't have to be me. I don't care. And there's somebody on him. Oh, why don't you do it? Because they're not going to like how I'm coming. I'm coming with facts. I'm coming with truth. And I'm coming with some other stuff. These are the things that we need here. The same thing has to take place in every ward, in every community. The hell with sitting there listening to your pastor who's on some bullshit with you because he's getting paid to have this clown come in and lie to you and tell you, and you can't ask questions of this candidate.
Get in trouble.
You can't sit there and say, okay, well, such and such missionary Baptist church, we in church, and today we're going to have the person running for state representative, and they just going to talk to y'all, and guess what? We want you to vote for him. Hell no. I want to talk to his ass.
Right.
And what are you getting out of it for bringing him in here?
Facts.
We know you getting something. And if you all are ignorant enough as our people to think that that damn fool standing in front of you, leading your ass astray every Sunday, is not getting something for it, you a damn fool too. You a fool. They taking your money, his money, all their money. Meanwhile, you can't put a roof over your head, ain't got nothing in the refrigerator, but you just got belief. You ain't got no. There's a problem.
Facts. That's a super fact.
Yeah, we better ran. We so.
I got you. Any closing words, brother? We're coming back on during the weekend.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. We working this summer.
Yeah, we free, bro. We out the. So yeah, we straight.
Yeah. Any closing shots?
One vote just like you do. Well, listen, family. We cannot walk around here being blind and unjust. We can't. We got to study. We have to know. All right. No study show you. What are you mean? The Bible says, "Study to show thyself approved." We have to challenge one another as family. We have to be communal and community, and we got to put the work in. And we have to put the work in and for ourselves. You know, we have to hold each other accountable, and we have to hold those people that represent us accountable. That's it. Accountability.
I know we got council Monday, so we ain't gonna be on Monday. What we going for? Wednesday or Thursday at 4? Or we gonna do it back to back?
Thursday
at 4.
Thursday, yeah.
Oh, Detroit boy with the 99 super sticker. Thank you, my good brother.
Appreciate it.
So they found me. Nah, he off. I'm gonna hold his word. He off. You gonna see the man Thursday.
Yep.
4 o'clock, right?
4 o'clock, yes, sir.
Y'all know I'm gonna try to squeeze him in, and I'm gonna try to squeeze 3 days out this brother. But I ain't. He don't know. But hey, no, you and Brother Roberts got your thing coming up now. Let's go and get that. Let's get that.
On the 20th.
We're gonna keep putting it out there.
It's supposed to be on the 20th. Yep. And as a matter of fact, tonight over at McCree Theater, if y'all are out about, come over to McCree Theater on Clio Road, and myself and another historian are supposed to do some readings from our people at the beginning of our revolution. And who on at 12 o'clock? Is that you, Taz?
Yeah, she on the board now. I gave her a welcome to Death Row.
Okay.
Welcome to the row. She coming on at 12.
Okay, 12 o'clock.
12 o'clock.
When? Today?
Today.
Today
Yeah.
at 12?
Yeah, she be following you every Sunday.
Okay. My girl, Taz.
Yeah,
all right, I'm writing it down.
Yeah.
Okay. But yeah, we got to study. We got to do better than this. We have to do better with each other.
Fact.
First and foremost. And then once we become a unified force, then we force them to do something different. That's all. From the top to the bottom to the top.
Facts.
But we have to become a unified force. And that's the most important.
So y'all make y'all show y'all tapping. He just think he gonna be on next Thursday. I know I'm gonna squeeze a couple more days out with a couple more in the week because we already got Sunday locked down at 9. We finna have a whole week, but Thursday at 4, maybe a Wednesday or a Tuesday. Because I know it ain't gonna, because Wednesdays we might have council meetings, but the days we ain't got the council meeting on Wednesday.
Got you.
Just expect 3 days out this brother a week. Sunday is him, but we know Thursday 4. I gotta squeeze one more day out the brother. Then I got my 3 days. Then I'm content. All I'm asking for is 3.
Okay.
3. Got you.
All right, sure. All right, big bro. Appreciate you, man. Thank you, family. Stir your coffee up. There's some good stuff down at the bottom. May have a few choice words and a little spicy down at the bottom, but no, baby, ain't no breaks. Ain't no breaks.
Nah.
You can't take there are no breaks when the people hurting and they're in need. And they need. There are no breaks. Ain't no time off.
Nah, we ain't taking no time off.
Ain't no time off. Appreciate you, family. Thank y'all very much. Big bro.
Peace.
Let
me end it. In the stream. End it. No, not yet. Let me end this thing.